And I find Hi, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington. I'm your host for Brightside Global Trade TV, a place where we empower you, your jobs, and your business and promote good trade. I have my Authors Collective night that was sponsored by Sharon Lynn Fordham, and she kicked it off with talking from her book, from her children's book collection, Billy the Bully. And she is author of 5 books. And I'll make sure that you have a link to where you can purchase these books and watch the videos. And then we had a series of authors, and I'm here now where they say that you save the best for last. And I have what a speaker waiting for you. So LaNysha Adams, I hope I pronounced it correctly. She's a PhD and award-winning education consultant with professional expertise in applied linguistics, TESOL, coaching, research, methodology, and she owns, this is really a tongue twister, Solutions LC. And she has been teaching and educating people. And this is her first book, Me Power. And the reason why this book attracted me was because we're always talking about empowerment, empowerment, empowerment. And she challenges us with her new definition of empowerment. So over to you, Dr. Adams. We're so delighted to have you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It's been such an honor to listen to everyone present their books and to be part of the wonderful conversation for the past hour. I want to start with this idea that we do all take the word empower for granted. In my book, Me Power, I argue that for 4 centuries, it's time for a new definition. So when we take a look at the Webster's Dictionary definition, it means the act of or action of empowering someone or something, the granting of the power, right, or authority to perform various acts or duties. So we think about that denotation, the literal or primary interpretation of the word, it misses the mark of its true meaning, right? It's the granting of power or right or authority from somewhere else. So as a trained linguist and word lover myself, to uncover the history of the word, I went to the best resource for the English language, the Oxford English Dictionary. The Oxford English Dictionary has 600,000 words with present day meanings and historical meanings. And there are over like 3.5 million entries and lots of resources about the use of English, what it's meant historically, and actual quotes from words over 1,000 years. So I performed this etymological analysis of the word empower, which is the study of etymology, is the study of the origin of words, examining the history, the formations, the languages that influence it, because English is a conglomerate of many other languages. So to understand its true meaning, I focused on the inverse of its prefix M, which is me. So this prefix stems from French, Old English, and Latin, meaning in or into. In doing that, I realized that if you look at the definition of empowerment, of this authority being granted from somewhere else, it kind of is opposite of what the meaning of it is, which is about a personal process of pivoting one's perspective inward. So traditional definitions assume external forces control the process, and there is some issue with this kind of meaning and implications of that. Someone's unmuted.
You can do it. You can do it. No, I'm coming. I'm coming. Mm-hmm.
Taking a closer look at the etymology, the transitive verb empower has been used in English since the 17th century. So one of the earliest examples is from John Milton's famous epic poem, Paradise Lost, where the word is used to indicate someone or something else enables power to emerge from somewhere in unclear ways. But what about the power that comes from within you, which you manifest when you become more of who you are, creating change and working to reach your maximum potential? So right down to its very bones, empowerment is always a matter of actual power. In its popular use in etymology, empowerment has more to do actually with power over. And this refers, like I've been talking about here, an externalizing effect of controlling, impacting, or influencing others. We really don't think about that. We kind of take it for granted. But once you look at the history of the word, it begs us to ask the question, of if power over is the opposite of empowerment, and these two terms share a similar meaning, where is the power or authority for you to feel this intrinsic sense of empowerment coming from? So in the book, I detail 3 ways we miss the mark by not questioning the word's meaning. These traditional definitions are based on 3 common misconceptions about what comes after the prefix power. So the first misconception is the idea that power is finite and conceives of power as a finite resource distributed among people based on rank or status. The second misconception purports that we need approval from somewhere, from someone, promoting the idea that this power that we have relies on somebody else. And the third misconception is the idea that my win means your loss. So when one party gains power, this automatically means the opposite party loses in some way. So instead of thinking of power as a finite resource that can only be distributed from one person to another, what if we redefined it as something infinite and ever present, which everyone already embodies? What would it mean to live in a world where each person on the planet was empowered? I genuinely make a case for us to think about me power, the true meaning of empower, as a source of change needed in the world. So if we can shift our thinking from empower to me power, we become active agents that create the change that we want to see. And I fundamentally believe that, empowerment is not something we receive like a gift. It's something we do. So it's a process in which we engage. And me power challenges this notion, this idea that we need to be empowered by others. And so me power must be constructed from within. In the book, I answer 2 main questions. What is me power and how do people manifest it? And it's really an exploration of my search for answers through research, through linguistic analysis, and then also stories of people that I interviewed that explain this notion of empowerment as we learn and grow over the course of our life. And you're like, well, what is me power then? So it's operationalized in activity. It's observed and analyzed through a person's knowledge of self and 5 principled action of practice in 5 areas. So embrace your barriers, focus on your strengths, speak for your life, choose your guides, and ritualize reflection. And it really teaches you how to combine self-knowledge and principled action to catalyze change for yourself and for others. And I will just sort of say that, when I'm talking about me power, it seems very individualistic because of the word me. But again, I kind of inverted the prefix of empower into me to really start with a self first, which is the basis of all change as we look to our social world and think about how we might take principled action in the social world. So this book is available on Amazon for a promotional price right now, or on my website for autographed and personalized copies. And thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about me power, and I'll stand for questions.
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew when we were using the word empowerment, it meant something big. So yes, I love this fact that it triples and it expands. So this is amazing. I can't wait to read your book. Thank you for writing it. Does anyone have any questions?
And it is me power, yes?
Yes.
Yes, me power. And this is the...
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
Actually,
Okay.
yeah, I just got copies. So your copy is coming in the mail, actually. I got your address as well. So
Any questions?
I have a comment, simple question comment. Listen, I enjoyed the dialogue there. I mean, it does bring the question up of a clinical chemistry when you talk about power and that element. And, and I think in the world that we live in, my name is Elton Brewington, I'm part producer here, but the focus is how do you maintain your balance and how do you maintain your objectivity, which is a big deal. And I applaud you for just the dialogue here, man. What incredible perceptions, and even speakers up till now, it's really been incredible. So I'm really excited about taking a look at your book and trying to see how that poses itself and how in the world that we live in, even today, the world that our ancestors and family lived in, it's a different scenario of things. But I think it's apropos to bring up those discussions in your dialogue now for that. Good job.
Yeah, that was a great job. Great job. That is definitely something I want to look into and really learn. I'd love to hear a lot more about that, but I know time permits, but that was very, very intriguing.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you. You're watching Brightside Global Trade. Make sure you subscribe and do all the right things and snap a picture if you purchase the book and tell us what you think and define empowerment for us. Thank you.